So I'm a couple of months into SD1 driving, and so far so good. Been enjoying it, done a fair few miles. There are things about the car that annoys me. I've started to sort these out, but it's a bit at a time, you know. It is an everyday car. I do need to keep it that way, so I just do as much as I can when I can. One thing is the rust bubbles all over the back, the yellow around the number plate. I need to get that sorted. I've ordered a original font rear number plate, and I'm going to sort as many of these little rust bubbles out as possible, so that'll be getting done. The other was that the rear suspension was dead, so that's had new springs, new shocks on the back. The brakes are already new, so now everything's good. One thing I have done that might upset the purists is it's got a smaller steering wheel on it now. That's pretty much because my legs wouldn't really fit under the steering wheel as well. Obviously the almost square steering wheel didn't suit my driving position very well, so that one's on there for now. It's a bolt-on thing, it can easily be changed back. Although I do need to sort out the under dash, get that done, and the column surround. The main thing that's annoying me at the moment, that's nice, lovely. The main thing that's annoying at the moment is the front suspension. It creaks, it groans, it's ridiculous. It knocks over bumps. It's terrible. So that's today's job, or this afternoon's job at least. I've just finished work. It's a Saturday afternoon. It's about 3:30. So I'm going to get as much done as I can. I've got front anti-roll bar bushes to do, the D bushes and the pin bushes where they go through the track control arms. So I've got those. And then also I've got this lot. So we've got new spring seat, brand new top mount with a bearing, an uprated gas adjustable shock absorber. These adjust through the engine bay as when they're fitted, so that'll be quite cool, with a new collar and a new spring. You can probably see that this is not a standard spring. It will lower the car somewhat. I've got a full set of these to go on. Yeah, obviously not everybody's cup of tea, but I'm not doing anything that can't be unbolted and bolted back on, you know, so it's not as if I'm chopping the car around. It is a nice car, it is quite original, and I'd like to think the next owner will be able to put it back to original should they wish. For now, the car needs to be how I want it, you know. That's the whole point of owning a car, to improve it and make it how you want it to be, and keeping it going. The main thing is keeping it going. So the main reason I'm rebuilding a lot of the suspension and everything is that we're actually going to take the car to the Le Mans Classic next year, so it needs to be able to do that reliably. So yeah, all my tools out, jacks, need to fetch an axle stand, and we'll crack on. So yeah, it's pretty much stripped down now. Old spring, shock absorber, stub axle, old top mount. It becomes apparent when you get to this stage how bad everything was. See that, you know, and worst of all, I mean, the shock absorber, it's just, yeah. I've just started to undo the collar. The collar is fighting me all the way, but we're getting there. And then obviously the car fully stripped down, so yeah, progress. So there we go, back in. New spring, gas adjustable shock absorber, all back together, new anti-roll bar bush. There's a bit of work left to do. It's very scruffy, but it's very solid, you know, and I'm going to start making the underneath of it nice and then work my way to the top. So for now, this can all stay. I've given it all a good prod with a screwdriver and nothing goes through, so it's not hurting anything staying like that. What is going to be one of the next jobs is I've bought a new camshaft. It does tap a little bit and it was starting to get annoying, so it's going to have a new cam fitted to it within the next couple of weeks. Bit of a big job. Radiator's got to come out, fan's got to come off, water pump's got to come off, timing cover distributor's got to come out, inlet manifold's got to come off, carburetors have got to come off, obviously all the airbox and everything. The rocker covers have got to come off so I can get the push rod assemblies out and the rocker gear out. Then I can finally, once I've got the radiator out and the auto box cooler pipes out, and the bonnet off, I can then withdraw the camshaft straight out of the front of the engine. The only reason the inlet's got to come off is to get the hydraulic lifters out. Clean it all up, smattering of new gaskets. I'm actually going to paint some parts because they look horrible. And get it all back together, and then hopefully it'll be a little bit quieter too. I've gone the route of uprate when you replace, so I've bought a fast road cam, a 270 cam. It's nothing too wild or anything, but it should just spruce it up a little, make it have a little more low down grunt, which can't be a bad thing. So yeah, that'll be one of the next jobs. I've only got one side done today. It's, I think, about 5:30 now. So it's taken me about an hour and a half to do this side, which is not bad considering it's wheel off, obviously brakes off, anti-roll bar. I've taken the track control arm off, we've rebushed the anti-roll bar, I've undone the nut on the top of the shock absorber and taken the insert out, new spring, new top mount, new bushers, put it all back together, tightened it all up, and yeah, so not a bad afternoon's work. We'll do hopefully the other side tomorrow as long as the weather's good, and move on to the next jobs.